Which one to play? Which one to play? Two great FPS releases on the same day. Can you believe it? Well, I was able to put enough time into the Final Stand DLC to kind of like see what it was all about, even though, like you probably too, I have seen a lot of matches online, played via the CTA server events, all the PC players that got access via CTE to play all those DLC maps. And I was a little bit disappointed because I usually like to not see too much of a new DLC. I kind of want to be surprised when I'm able to play this for the first time. I want to be surprised. I want to see new things I haven't seen yet. But I felt like they showed so much of this DLC that nothing felt new anymore. I've seen every single map. I've seen all the gadgets. I've seen all the vehicles. I've seen every nook and cranny of those maps. And so, besides that they were playing on buggy maps, we now are not supposed to have any bugs anymore. But I already saw this too, like this launcher where you can launch yourself inside a capsule to the other side of the map. This is the first time I'm trying this, and voila, I landed, and I don't really know exactly where I am. This could go wrong because you could land somewhere where you're surrounded by enemies, and I'm not really surrounded right now, but I'm not very successful, so, but it was still fun to try that out. I don't think I will make much use of that. But another thing is that I wasn't really looking forward to this DLC as much as I was looking forward to Dragon's Teeth, because I'm an infantry player and this DLC is very, very heavily vehicle based. The maps are huge and it's really a pain to get around on foot. And a lot of times infantry players just kind of stick to one base and just kind of hang out there. But for me, that's just a little bit too boring. I kind of like to see the whole map and get around the whole map. And look at that guy. He just catapulted himself off the mountain and survived. And he even survived my RPG. What a lucky guy. But anyway, I think I'm gonna get it later. Maybe that was him. I don't know. But anyway, so here we have Giants of Carillia and Lukma, no snow. Wow. They're all supposed to be winter maps, but I guess that's just the beginning of the winter. And I'm not really sure yet which map I like better or best. But in general, I'm still struggling with the huge openness and not enough cover. And I'm not really a huge fan of huge maps, but I know that's what Battlefield is all about. And I guess I just have to start getting used to start using vehicles, and we'll see. I mean, last night I was mainly just trying to get to know the maps a little bit better from by myself, playing it myself instead of just watching others play it, and just kind of see what's in there and where the flags are and where there are good flanking rounds and stuff like that. And I can do this much better on foot than in a vehicle, but I'm planning on using a lot more vehicles. I tried to use a few vehicles here and there, but there are just so many vehicles, and it's just too bad they have nerfed the slams, because the slams now are just ridiculously weak. I mean, you used to be able to put slams down everywhere and just get a million kills with them, and now it's like you can be lucky if you get like one kill in like maybe 10 matches or something, because most of the time they see the slam, so they drive over it, and it just kind of does a little bit of damage to the vehicle. So it's pretty frustrating that they nerfed the guns and the slams and nerfed everything basically. So the only good thing is that the recoil is better on the guns, and some of the guns that were not so good before behave better now. Like the A91 is definitely better now than it was before. The MTOR is a lot worse than it was before, and so I think the AK5C is better too. I didn't like that gun before. A lot of people like it. I don't know why. I never really liked it. I thought it had way too much recoil. And I was very unlucky here to take out those two snipers. It should have been so easy, but it looked easier than it was. And look at that guy here. He's coming out of this. He opens the door for me and presents himself to me. That was nice. Thank you so much. And we have Operation Whiteout, and that map actually I like a lot from the looks. I can't say it if I like it from the gameplay. I just haven't played enough yet, but I love the way this map looks. I just love winter. It reminds me of my childhood, of my winter vacations where I used to go ski a lot. And you know, you probably, if you have been following me for a while, have heard me say that before. But you know, when I play those maps, I could just kind of feel the cold air in my lungs and the smell of the snow. And I mean, they even put the sound in here, you know, when you walk on the snow, the specific sound that your shoes make in the snow. And it's really cool. I just love the way this looks. I just can't say that enough. But again, not a lot of cover, and a lot of times I found myself just surrounded by enemies and vehicles. That was a lucky shot. Doesn't happen a lot, but thank God. But you know, it's for me, I just love the insides here because this is more like infantry based, infantry friendly. And you can also tell that a lot of people just prefer playing indoors because you have much better control over the environment. You have a lot of cover, and you can actually make sure that your back is always against the wall when you're surrounded by enemies, while on the outside there are just too many vehicles on the ground, in the air, and you just don't know where things are coming from. Bullets are flying all around you. It's just absolute madness. And I had serious lag. I had so bad lag that a lot of times I got shot because I was just kicked back and forth in the map without having any control over my character. And I'm not sure if that's actually a Battlefield issue or if that has something to do with my internet service provider. I have to find out, but I can just imagine that when I call them up, they're just gonna tell me that there's nothing wrong. So I don't know. You know, if you play, have you had any lag issues? I think I had lag issues ever since this new, this huge fall upgrade that they did. Ever since then, I just feel like, I don't know if it's rubber banding or what it is. It's just super, super bad. I just really get kicked back sometimes 4 or 5 times before my character behaves normal again. And it really doesn't help if you like have like a couple of enemies in front of you and you're about to shoot them, and then all of a sudden you're like 10 meters back. And for some reason they don't have the lag and they get you, and it's frustrating. And here I was really, really lucky because that guy was probably just as good or bad as me. And so here we are at the last map, Hammerhead. I like some parts of this map, but again, there's a huge frozen lake that you actually realize that you can't pass. You're not actually cracking the ice and drowning. I think in real life I probably wouldn't just so easily walk across a frozen lake without any fear. And as I told you before, you are surrounded by vehicles and enemies, and this guy just doesn't want to die. We have enemies left and right and everywhere and top and bottom, and so we can't do anything else but just keep shooting and crossing our fingers and hiding in this warehouse where there is at least some kind of cover, but not enough because there are holes everywhere and you can be shot from everywhere. Whenever you think you're safe, you really are not. And here it's me, look at me, flying one of the helicopters finally. I usually get those transport helicopters without any ammunition, without any guns, without anything, and it's always me lucky. I get the helicopter without any guns, and it's, you know, my bad luck. But here I finally got a Viper and trying to go see if I can take at least something out, and I get one of the tanks. It could have been hover tank. Yeah, those hover tanks, they sound weird. You don't know when they're coming, you know, you have to get used to that sound. I think we have one right here. You know, at first when I heard them, I didn't know what it was. I thought it was just like one of those little sleds, and I realized it was a hover tank, and they are pretty powerful. Here we go. Goodbye. I have been going back and forth between the AK-5C and the A91, not quite sure which weapon I like better, gone back and forth between support and engineer, and I don't know, you know, I hate when you're an engineer, you can take vehicles down, but you just run out of ammo way too fast. Look at that. This is so awesome. I love, this is the kind of part of the map that I like, with all those tree stems here stacked up, which gives you really good cover. I mean, there are places in the map that have excellent cover and others just have terrible cover, and I think once I know the maps, I'm gonna have much more fun in those maps, because you know, the same happened to me in Dragon's Teeth. I just, you know, when you don't know the maps, you don't know what the cover is, you don't know how to approach a flag, it's just going to be really hard and you die quite a lot. And let me tell you, I died a lot last night. I did better than I expected, but still, you just don't know where things are and where the enemies are coming from. And there's so many ways where you do not expect them to come from, and all of a sudden they're like, oh my god, there's a door there, and oh my god, they can come from above. And you know, it's all a learning experience. But overall, I have to say, the maps are just beautiful. Look at this blue room here. I'm taking this experimental weapon and I'm gonna try to see if I can take that outside and see if I can do some damage with it, because I saw a guy actually taking out a lot of us with just one trial. And so I'm gonna see if I can get some I don't even know how to use it, so I finally get it to start. And I'm just gonna head for wherever I see some enemies, and I'm gonna see if I can pick someone down, even though I'm not very hopeful. But you know, it sure would be fun if I could take someone down. And I think they saw me and they're trying to take me down, and there you go, I'm already down. That didn't last very long. Well, I'll try that again for sure, and hopefully I can get better. Hey, drop shot. Yeah, I didn't do it on purpose. I sometimes drop, like, just, you know, when I panic and I just hit the button and my character just drops. But you know, sometimes it saves my life. I got 2 of them, not all of them. That would have been good. But yeah, those insides here, they're a lot of fun to play. This is kind of like, brings me back to Dragon's Teeth. There are a lot of stairs and alleys and doors and, you know, openings and doors you can close and lock, and a lot. I mean, it's right now to me still extremely confusing, but I know that, you know, pro market took me a while to learn, and flashbangs seem to be something that a lot of people are using more and more, and they're super annoying because you can't see anything, but you know, that makes them super effective. And I guess someone made a YouTube video about those, and now everyone is using flashbangs. I mean, because I see them so much. But they are very effective, and you know, everything in this game could be annoying if you know, people use it too much. There's always a trend and everybody's following it, and then it changes again. So anyway, we're nearing the end of this match now. I hope you enjoyed this little final stand introduction, and I hope to see you next time. Take care. Bye bye.